Guys, welcome! You're listening to Phil from Philby Gaming, and this is the October 5th episode of our new series on the channel, where we bring you all of the top gaming news from around the world. This can range from new game releases, title updates, new trailers, or just gaming news in general. Make sure you join me every Wednesday for our weekly roundup. Before we get in, remember if you enjoyed today's video to hit like and subscribe, and turn on notifications to be the first alerted every time a new video is produced. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look at this week's news. Our first piece of news today, Projekt RED makes huge announcements. The Polish-based gaming giant has just yesterday announced over on their Twitter account that they have several new titles in the works. Firstly, they have a sequel to the 2020 title, Cyberpunk 2077, and they have codenamed the project Orion. The original release was such a huge letdown for fans of Projekt RED, as the title was filled with bugs, visual shortcomings, massive AI issues, and game-breaking crashes. The launch was so bad that even Sony pulled the game from their digital store. The developers have worked hard at fixing the game, making it enjoyable today, but is it too little too late for the franchise? Hopefully, with the launch of Orion, the Polish gaming company may have learned from their mistakes. In more news from the company, they have also announced that they are in pre-production for a brand new set of games in the infamous Witcher series. Firstly, we have Polaris, which is potentially the first title of an upcoming trilogy. CTPR claimed that this is the beginning of a new saga, creating a new AAA RPG trilogy with all three titles being released within a 6-year period. Next, we have Sirius, which is set in the Witcher universe and will offer both a single and multiplayer experience, including a full campaign with both story and side quests. Thirdly announced is Canis Majoris, and I absolutely apologise if I butchered that name. Canis Majoris will be a full-fledged Witcher game separate to Polaris, and will be developed by an external studio who have previous experience with Projekt RED, although it's unclear at this time on just which studio that is. And lastly, we have Hatar. Not much detail was given as to what this is, but we do know that it has an entirely distinct IP created from scratch within the company, and is in the very early stages of the creative process, meaning that no specific game is in development just yet, but they do have plans to work exclusively on the foundation for this new setting. So what are your thoughts? Are you excited about the announcements? Or do you feel after the failed launch of Cyberpunk 2077, Projekt RED isn't for you anymore? Our next piece of news today, Dead Space makes a return. All the way back in 2008 saw the release of the original Dead Space, which in turn led to a trilogy of the series, plus multiple spin-offs, with the last title by Visceral Games releasing almost 10 years ago, back in 2013. The horror title, set in space, was what considered to be the launch of many top gaming YouTubers, including PewDiePie, Markiplier, and the Rad Brad. And now, after a long wait, gamers get to experience a complete makeover of the title, which is set to release next year in 2023 on January 27th. With improved visuals and gameplay mechanics, this blast from the past is sure to be a hit among the gaming community. Premiering the trailer on their official YouTube page just yesterday, which I'll be linking in the video description, it has amassed a viewing of over 1.5 million hits, so I'm guessing people are pretty excited. The original release saw it break into the top 10 of North American sales. Will the remake also have the same success? We shall see. Let me know if you're excited for the release. Will you be revisiting the Kellion in January? Thirdly today, Google Stadia closing its doors. Google Stadia is a cloud streaming service, both developed and operated by Google LLC, and launched around 3 years ago, in November of 2019. Originally slated to bring in a new era of gaming, with some referring to it as the Netflix for gamers, it unfortunately didn't live up to expectations, claiming a lack of traction with the gaming community. Phil Harrison, Vice President and General Manager of Stadia, stated the following in a blog post. A few years ago, we also launched a consumer gaming service, Stadia. And while Stadia's approach to streaming games for consumers was built on a strong technology foundation, it hasn't gained the traction with users that we expected. So we've made the difficult decision to begin winding down our Stadia streaming service. Google Stadia tried their hand at a fierce and competitive market, and with such companies as Microsoft, Sony and Nintendo being their competition, it proved to be too difficult to battle. It's always disappointing to see promising projects fail, but there is a silver lining for those who are customers of Stadia. Google has promised to reimburse all purchases made, past and present, to all of their customers on the games that they have purchased. Also, any hardware that people may have bought, such as the Stadia controller, will also be refunded. Although, customers are asking to keep their controllers as long as it's made possible to use them with other consoles. Services are set to be fully closed on January 18th, 2023, with full refunds issued around the same time. Are you a customer of Google Stadia? What were your experiences with the streaming platform? Next up, the PlayStation 5 is finally jailbroken. A PlayStation modder known as Spectre Dev was the apparent source behind this. Twitter user Lance McDonald took to social media to post footage of the jailbreak in action. Of course, PlayStation users from all around the world are jumping on this, and many are happy to report that they are looking forward to playing the Silent Hills playable teaser, which was removed from the PlayStation Store back in April of 2015 after the cancellation of the final game. At this time, the jailbreak is extremely limited and is said to only work on PS5 consoles with a firmware version of 4.03, which was released in October of 2021. It was later replaced with version 4.50 in December of last year. The jailbreak is said to be in a somewhat fragile state right now, with the exploiter claiming that it will only work around 30% of the time, and it takes them several attempts just to get it going. I won't be advising to try this yourself, as it may be considered a security breach by Sony themselves. But nonetheless, are you happy that there's a possibility to finally play Silent Hills or other removed games once more? Our final piece of news today, faceless YouTuber finally revealed. A content creator known to his subscribers as Dream has spent his 3-year career creating videos on a top-selling game, Minecraft. In such a short space of time, he has amassed a following of over 30 million subscribers due to his popular videos. All the time, Dream has hidden his real face behind the smiley face emoji, and just 2 days ago, the YouTuber, who in a video revealed his real name to be Clay, also showed himself on camera for the first time ever. In a video uploaded to his channel, simply titled, "Hi, I'm Dream," he goes on to explain the reveal. He states that a friend of his, a fellow YouTuber from the United Kingdom known as George Not Found, is moving overseas to the United States with the intention of creating more content with Dream. The reveal video came somewhat as a shock to viewers, as nothing was teased prior to this. Are you guys happy with the reveal? Was it nice to finally put a face to the name? Let me know your thoughts down below. So that's all for the October 5th edition of our Newsweek. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You know what to do if you did. This series is only really just beginning, and I'm enjoying making it. It's a nice change from my usual content, and the aim is to keep the channel pretty fresh. Let me know of any gaming stories you think should have made it in today's video by using the comment section below. If you guys feel the need to get in touch, you can find me over on Instagram. That's @PhilBGaming. Join me every Wednesday for the latest news from around the world of gaming. As always, this has been Phil of PhilBGaming. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.